Jay teaches Reading for All, Lesson 82. In this lesson, the ED endings are going to sound like T. That's right. T as in tapped. Wow. For those teachers who would like to take a snapshot of the sound out sheet, I'll try to position it here. Get that NG in ring in there. Press pause. Whoop. Maybe not. I think I got it now. Now you can press pause. Okay, hopefully you got a good snapshot with all that jiggling around. We're going to review the last two lessons. And I haven't said this for a long while, but teachers, you are more than welcome to review more than the last two lessons. And there might even be some teachers that don't think they need to review two lessons, maybe only one, maybe not any. I mean, you teachers know your students the best. So you are the best person to make decisions like that. Okay, for those that are going to review, which is most of you, I'd like students to say these words that sound like all, as in ball, A-L-L, and salt, A-L, followed by a T. Most of the time, when you've just got A-L sounding like all, it's followed by a T most of the time. All right, say these before I do, students. All, call, haul, wall, ball, small, stall, swallow, salt, halt, walt, malt, Walter. And again, I'm going to try to position this page so you've got it all. I think you do have it all. I'd like you teachers to have the students read the words to you and then the sentences to you. Press pause. Now we're going to review the LE endings, and they sound like O, as in apple. So students, I gave you the first one, giveaway, apple, and say the rest before I do. Paddle, pedal, puddle, cuddle, huddle, riddle, rattle, bottle, battle, cattle, kettle. And once again, I'm going to try to get it all on. I don't know if I can this time. We've got muddy here, and we got huddle up here, so I guess we got them all. Teachers, have the students read the words to you, and then the sentences. Press pause. Our lesson of the day is the ED ending sounding like T. How about that? Just amazing. English is not that easy of a language because it's got some dipsy-doos in it, and here's one of those dipsy-doos. So we've got helped, sipped, tipped, tripped, picked, tricked, mopped, stopped, popped, flipped, slipped, linked, blinked. And teachers of younger students and maybe some older students might need some definitions here. And I'm sure teachers, you've got the wherewithal to give them the definition, and maybe some examples. Acting them out would be a lot of fun. Also, teachers, I'd like you to have the students read these words and then give them a spelling test. I used a word having the E vowel, the I vowel, and a couple of them having the O vowel, stopped and popped. So I got tripped and helped. Only 4. If you want to pick out 1 or 2 more, be my guest. Press pause. Now the true and false. Have the students read these, each one first silently, give you a true and false answer, and then read it out loud, giving you a final true and false answer with a reason. Press pause. My answers: Merv tricked Dave. He tripped him and flipped him. Well, I think this is possible. I don't think these two, Merv and Dave, would be friends after this. At least Dave's not going to be friends with Merv after this. Some students may say, well, he could trip him or he could flip him, but he couldn't do both at the same time. And, that may be true. So, in other words, they'd put a false for the answer to that. So if they got a good reason like that, count it correct. Personally, I'd put a true, because I think it could be possible if Dave was running. So I'd put it true, but it could be false with a good reason. Number 2, Paul popped the cork on a box and took a drink. False. You pop a cork on a bottle. Oftentimes it's a bottle of some beverage like wine or champagne, which is, I guess, a kind of wine. So I'd put false for that one. Number 3, Liz sipped grape drink from an apple. Now this could be true if you hollow out an apple, pour grape drink in there, take a straw, and sip. Possible, but it's so far out, I think most students would put false for that one. Number 4, Tammy blinked when the bright light hit her back. Now I'd put false for this because I'm thinking if the bright light hits her in the eyes, it's going to temporarily kind of blind her and she might blink, but if it hits her back, she's not. However, if the light is projected on a wall that she's kind of close to, it might surprise her and she might, blink out of surprise. So there may be a reasonable explanation for a true on that one. Okay, that's 82. And the next lesson we're going to get to is 83. Almost gave that one away. But I will give it away now a little bit anyway. In 83, the ED endings are not going to sound like T. They're going to sound like D, as if the E is just silent, like in rubbed. So here's another situation where English is tricky. And we'll see about this trick in lesson 83.